People in the room. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying.
No
Yeah,
worries. Yeah. Yeah, we have people joining in. So good.
yeah. Just thinking. So maybe we wait for some minutes and then we see.
Yeah,
Maybe like 5 minutes and then we'll see
sure.
how far we can. Mhm.
Do you see Shivi's Firefly in the call? No, right?
A call? Is that what you said?
Shivi's Firefly? I think it is there. Yeah. So the call will be recorded. Don't worry.
Okay, a firefly
Yeah.
is okay.
Firefly. Yeah.
Okay, it's
I see it.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we wait for 5 minutes and then we take off, right?
Yep.
Okay, I'll be fine. Okay. So 1 minute to go and then we get started. So, hi everyone. Thanks for coming along today. I'm Abi, and I live in Scotland. Today, we're just going to be discussing how to transform your entire workflow in just 30 minutes. No tech jargon, no complicated manuals, just pure practical AI that can make your professional life so much better and easier. And the best part is no technical expertise is required. Just bring your curiosity. I also have a small gift. It's an exclusive invite code to experience one of the tools we're going to be discussing today. So I'll just pick someone randomly at the end of the session, and then you can go try it out. 1 minute. I think my system is on again. Okay. Okay. So let me just walk us through the roadmap for today. We're going to try to diagnose the real productivity killers in our workday. And then I'll show you the exact tools that are my own work besties. And then you'd see how these tools actually work across different roles, from marketing to management. And you'd also see a step-by-step guide to implementing AI in your workflow. And then we will discuss your questions. If time permits, I'll show you how to use one of the tools to create a custom GPT, but that's if time permits. But now, let's go. So I'm not your usual tech expert, and I just start by telling my own story of how I got into AI, just to show how accessible this technology is. A few years ago, I had this great idea to build a NetTech app, and I was so excited. I was going to change the world, but there was a problem. I couldn't build it myself. So I got in touch with some developers, and I started chasing them. Anyone who has been there knows what I'm talking about. The endless meetings, the quotes, the missed deadlines, the constant back and forth. And this got me stuck and frustrated until I realized that I needed to take control of the situation. So I enrolled in an AI no-code bootcamp, not because I wanted to become a developer, but I wanted to be able to build my dream, without having to depend on others. And that decision actually changed everything, because I learned that with today's AI tools, I could build solutions myself, and I could also enhance my own productivity. My first AI product is actually Starters. It's a networking conversation starter generator. It's live on iOS and Android. And since then, I've gone ahead to build several tools, AI agents on different platforms and projects, both personally and professionally. So the biggest lesson for me is that you don't have to be techie to use AI to your own advantage, especially at work, in business, to build amazing things and also to enhance your own productivity. You only have to be willing to learn, and you have to be curious. So along that journey as well, I discovered these tools, which I'll be talking about today. So, and my mission is always very simple: to make AI accessible and powerful for everyone, especially those of us who don't consider ourselves the tech people. Now, I just need us to be, brutally honest with how the typical work experience is. So the typical work day consists of, drowning in repetitive tasks, endless emails that consume your creative energy, research that takes, hours and then yield minimal results, and then vague communication. And then all this is now suffocated by administrative overload. So this journey isn't just about you getting your productivity, to the highest level. It's about you reclaiming your life, your creativity, and then your potential. Imagine you being able to reclaim that time and then working smarter. Now, to the AI Playbook 365, which is a way for you to have more time for yourself, make decisions with real confidence, and then also boost your creativity, remembering why you actually fell in love with your work in the first place. So this is about giving you back to yourself and having a roadmap for you to work smarter. So on to the first part tool, which are AI content assistants. Writing used to be my own nemesis. The reports that took hours, emails that I needed to draft and redraft. My typical writing process will start with me staring, I'll be staring at a blank screen, maybe for about 15 minutes, trying to draw inspiration from wherever. And then I will then draft the initial content, maybe like 20 minutes. And then I start refining, editing. It's like 45 minutes of pure torture, you know. But now with AI content assistance, I'm able to get the first draft generated in less than 2 minutes. And then I can do a quick refinement in 3 minutes, and that's like a total of 5 minutes. I'll be honest that when I started out using all these tools, I was skeptical because I could not understand how they would really understand my voice and how they would actually capture the nuance of what I wanted to say. But what I found out was that they became my writing partner, where I'm able to add my unique voice to what they're doing after they've done the heavy lifting. They do the draft, they do the initial structure, and then they leave me to add my unique human touch to it. Now, what scenarios do we find this AI content assistant helpful? Professional emails, which we definitely get to do every other day, if not every day, drafting of reports, social media content, writing proposals, as we all know, as you can see in the example on the screen, and then communication across different languages. These tools, I would say, are actually one of the best things that happened to me with respect to work. Now, the best part of it is that I don't need to be perfect, but it's all about freeing your mental and my own mental space to do the work that really matters. And each of these tools, the ChatGPT, Claude, Grammarly, and Notion, have their unique strengths. So you see ChatGPT as the go-to writing companion. However, I prefer Claude for creative writing reasons. It's more nuanced and thoughtful for me. Then I'll use my Grammarly to actually polish what has been written, and I get to integrate my writing and organization together in Notion. So it's important for you to actually experiment so that you can find which one of it would be your perfect AI writing partner. Next to this is power tool number 2, which is AI research assistance. This, I must say that, initially, research used to be a black hole for me of time and energy because, I spent hours, even at times nights, scrolling endlessly. And I've actually had to relate this with several people, so many professionals. We're all drowning in information, endless Googling with multiple tabs open, and we still end up with incomplete or biased insights. That's not to say the AI research assistants are perfect, but at least they'll get you to where, you would just have to do a little bit of more work to do your search and all to be sure that everything is fine. And then you have the correct data you need. So now with AI research assistants, you can get precise answers in seconds, and then you can get cross-referenced insights. The analysis will be objective, and then you are also able to gather information in a comprehensive yet concise manner. Lastly, you can stay updated on trends. So they're like having that brilliant research team doing the work for you. They digest the complex information, and then they give you exactly what you need. the likes of Perplexity, Manus, Gemini, and OpenAI Deep Research. I remember that last quarter I was helping a client to, work on a critical business decision. An old me would have, spent a lot of time collecting information, cross-referencing sources, and then creating maybe spreadsheets and all. But with my AI assistance, I was able to actually condense this with, into about 30 minutes, from 3 hours of work to 30 minutes. So it was not just faster for me, but it also gave me deeper, more nuanced insights. So what scenarios are these AI research assistants helpful? You can use them for market trend analysis, competitive intelligence, and then academic and industry research. And then for your decision and planning purpose, you can actually use them for that as well, because they cut through the noise and then they give you the crystal clear information you need to make those strategic decisions and put your plans in place. So with them, you're able to cut research time by at least 70%, and your brain cells will thank you. Yeah. So my go-to for now is basically Perplexity and Manus, but I'm also getting to know deep research at this time. But what I can tell you is that they are all useful in their own way. So a lot of experimentation has to be done by you to be sure of that which you're going to go with. Yeah. Then power tool number 3 are AI creativity enhancers. We all know that creativity isn't just for these days. It's actually a professional superpower. You've been able to come up with, visuals that represent your thoughts in a split second. That in itself is what we're after now, because we've all been there before, where we're staring at a blank screen, waiting for inspiration, which we don't have, trying to work with graphic artists or graphic designers to get our knowledge out on paper or out on the screen, which might now have, there might be that disconnect. So, but what has happened now is that you're able to describe what you're thinking, and then within seconds, you have multiple creative options. So you have a team of designers, illustrators right on your system. So the magic is not about AI just creating for you or these tools creating for you. It's about how they spark your own creativity and then push you to think differently. Normally, people would say creativity cannot be automated, but I think it can be enhanced by these tools because they break through your mental blocks, they generate those multiple options, and then they also have this tendency to explore unconventional perspectives, which, the human mind may not be able to actually do. And then they're also good for ideation because you're able to see what you're thinking very quickly. You get professional designs in seconds with no design expertise needed. And you're able to also customize it to your brand. And, you have multiple variations. Now, the tools that I really work with and I find very useful are Midjourney, Ideogram, Runway, Canva, and Suno. I was reading a report yesterday. It was the state of marketing and AI, and it said that I think a company called Expedia had actually saved 7,800 hours using Canva. So you can imagine that as in those hours actually converted into money and also into efficiency being directed into other strategic things. So, and someone I also know was able to create a top-notch advert for one of the leading global car manufacturing companies in the world within minutes using Midjourney, Runway, and Suno. This wasn't something I heard, it was something I saw. So that's to show you how powerful these tools are. And if we use them properly, we should be able to get the results, which takes me to the next page, where I'll be talking about the tips for you to actually get the best out of these tools. Because there's a difference between actually using the tools or truly mastering them. You need to be able to know how to collaborate with these tools. So for content assistance, it's very important that you learn how to create killer prompts. Fine, I wrote perfect prompts there, but it has to be, very directed. And what this means is that you have to be specific about the tone. You have to provide clear context and then give precise instructions. You must think about this, this assistant like, when you're briefing a brilliant intern, trying to help them figure their way around so that they can give you the best. Because it's more about garbage in, garbage out. If you give it a vague prompt, it will give you that back. It will give you something very generic, which you don't want. Then you must have the collaborative mindset, which even brings me to what I said before, because AI drafts it and then you refine it. And at the end of the day, the final masterpiece belongs to you because it's personalized to you. And then you keep refining, because it's when you refine, you're able to get your best strategies out, your best prompt strategies, which you can use again and again. So it's like a continuous creative, partnership. That's basically what I see it as. Then to the research assistants, you have to be precise. You have to ask layered, precise questions. You break your complex queries into steps. And then you ask it how it thought, what was its chain of thought, how did it arrive at that answer? So that way you know what exactly it's doing, because at times they hallucinate, they bring answers from the air, and you don't want to use data that you can't actually process or you can't verify. Then you dig deeper with follow-ups. You request for sources, and make sure that they're verified and perspective. Then another thing you should do when you're doing your research is to use multiple AI tools so that you can cross-reference, you can compare the different insights, and then get that consistent theme across board. And then you will be your own fact checker. Just like what I said before, something I like to go with is the rapid research method. So I refine my questions, I ask multiple sources, I probe deeper, I interpret the insights, and then I distill the key takeaways. That's the most important bit for me. Now, for the creativity enhancers, we all know that, it's when whatever we do, AI just amplifies it. So it's important for you to be as detailed as possible. You have to make your prompts very descriptive and vivid. You have to specify the style, the mood, the requirements, and then you have to provide rich context. There are custom GPTs these days that actually give you those prompts, but you also have to know what you're feeding into that to get what you really want in picture or in images or in video. Then don't settle for the first output. Ensure that you're generating multiple variations so that you can mix and match the concepts. You're using AI as your brainstorming partner. So together you're creating something personalized to you. Now, this entire workflow, those three I've talked about, actually talk to each other. The tools are not isolated. They are an interconnected ecosystem that is the heart of the AI playbook 360-degree methodology that I mentioned earlier. Because if you look at it, the research insights flows into a perfectly crafted report. And then from the report, they get transformed into stunning visuals, all with minimal efforts from you. So the research assistants find the insights, the content tool will craft the messaging, and then creativity brings it to life. So each step makes the next step better. And the payoff you will have is that you get to make decisions faster, your communication is clearer, and then your delivery becomes very high quality, and you have exponential productivity gains. So work feels a lot more exciting. Now, how can these tools be used across different roles, like I talked about earlier? It's AI definitely, and these tools are about solving real human problems. So for the marketing team that is always, struggling with their content creation, these tools will definitely help them very quickly because they're able to generate their campaign ideas in minutes. social media copies and visuals are also something they can get, very quickly. And then for the HR professional, they're able to, create their job descriptions very quickly as well. And it looks perfect. They help you find the right word that actually represents your brand. Then for management, your planning and your decision-making process becomes a lot more easier. Sales team, you get personalized outreaches, that actually sound human. I get all sorts in my box these days, and I'm like, okay, what are we using? So I'm sure it's more about how you actually put your prompts together that now shows up when these people send those outreach emails. But using this AI tools very carefully, you can actually get personalized outreach messages that are actually a good representation of your organization. So these tools actually adapt to your own workflow, not the other way around. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, the responsibility that comes with using these tools. One wrong click could actually compromise years of professional trust, which we don't want. And that's not because AI is dangerous in itself, but using it without thinking can be dangerous. Your 3-second checklist when you're going to use any AI tool for work documents are: 1, is the tool company approved? 2, am I protecting client confidentiality? Then 3, would my compliance team give me a thumbs up? The reason for this is that not all AI tools are actually created equally when it comes to handling sensitive documents. You want to be sure that they have the right security features in place. So it's important that you consult your IT and compliance teams when you want to use these tools, and then you use only the ones approved by your organization, and never update or upload confidential information to unauthorized platforms, because this can lead to different things which we all know of, breach of client confidentiality, potential legal and financial risk, and then the compromise of your company's IP. And then it can also cause reputational damage for your organization, which we all don't want. So at the end of the day, I would say that you're responsible for data protection. So it's important that you always err on the side of caution. And when in doubt, please go back to your compliance team and treat your company data like the valuable asset that it is. Now, to the last bit of this, in all this that I've been saying, your AI journey isn't about you becoming a tech wizard. It's about you reclaiming your time, your creativity, and your joy at work. So it's important that you start small so that you don't get overwhelmed. So in the first week, this is like a 30-day plan, where in the first week, you observe your daily routine, your daily task. Where are you spending time on repetitive tasks that don't feel meaningful? And then the next weeks after that are for experimenting with the different assistants. So you're, using the content assistant for at least maybe drafting your emails, or report writing or summarizing and all. Then the research assistants can help you with your next decision making or your planning process. Use it to gather information and all. And then you can also now use the creativity enhancers to create your visual assets. Now, remember that this is your own journey. It's important for you to discover what works for you, because there's no one-size-fits approach. Some tools will click immediately, others will feel weird, and that's okay, because the goal here isn't perfection, it's progress. So it's important that you follow the journey, because it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So my challenge to you is choose one tool, select one recurring task, experiment this month or this week. We're starting a new month today, and then reflect on the gains and the transformation. And then you stay curious and keep learning. Share your discoveries with friends. You might discover other tools that might do a lot better for you. That's not to say you should try every tool anyway. And then, but what the end goal of doing all this is that you'll be able to save more hours weekly, maybe 5 to 10 hours, and then you're able to reduce work-related stress and also unlock your creative potential with no technical expertise required. So it's important to start small and think big. So my last word with respect to this is that the AI revolution isn't replacing humans or professionals. It's upgrading them if you're willing to be the partner to it. So let's turn AI into your productivity superpower at the end of the day. If there are questions, I'll be willing to take them now. And I just would like to ask Padma, maybe we'll take it some other time to do the custom GPT or not. So I'm just going to wait till I hear from Padma.
Yeah, Abhi, we can take custom ChatGPT next time because we are
Yeah,
already on the clock. So I'll
yeah.
send you a form. We are actually starting workshops for the May build. Maybe that's where you can fit in your custom ChatGPT and help.
Okay, that'll be good then. That'll be good.
Yeah, sure.
So any questions from anyone? Is there anything you want to? I think I was just, I don't know if okay, yeah, I did. I think I shared my details, but I think I'm just going to drop it in the, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn. We can talk some more. So let me look for the person I will be giving the link to. Mo, I'll work on that. I should be able to share that. I should be able to. 1 minute. What I wanted to quickly just think. Okay, okay. Let me just check. Thank you, Mo, for that compliment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick one person, and it might as well be Mo. So the invite code I was gonna share is that of Manus. So I'll get it across to you after the session. So thank you all for coming along. It was lovely, you guys, and having you here to listen to me drone on and on. And that's it. So Pama, I think it's over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Abhi. It was a very great session, very apt. We have been using most of the tools that you have mentioned, and you have given a very good scenarios how we can better use those. It was really good. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And the session is being recorded. And Abhi, will you be sharing the slides that you have used?
Um, okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so the slides and the session recording will be updated in the Notion, and I'll share the link soon in the chat once it is done.
Okay, so do I share with you or oh yeah, I think do you
Yeah, share
do
with
I
me.
have
I'll
control?
upload in the Notion.
Okay, so I'll send them to you then. No, I'll send
Yeah.
the slides to you. No worries. All right. Thanks everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.